Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Benny U Booking Blitz call. I am so excited to have you join me today and our guest speaker as we share with you tips, tricks, hints, ideas, prizes, you name it, for our first ever Benny U Booking Blitz. So let's go ahead and get started. On this Booking Blitz, I want to share with you a little bit of why we're doing it. You know, as we are relaunching and coming together as a company and kicking off Benny U in our pre-launch stage, this is all about growing the company, growing your business, growing your income, achieving your goals. And this Booking Blitz will help you achieve whatever personal goals that you have. And we just recently launched the Growth Club. A Booking Blitz is a great way for you to get a great jump start on your Growth Club success, because the business that you do yourself in close to you, so your personal sales that you can earn from your sales points from your store, is can be up to 30% in your earnings. That grows your check. As you're out there doing these one-on-ones, get-togethers, events, vendor shows, whatever it may be that you book, online, in person, you're going to be meeting people that want to do what you do. As you add them to your team, that's also going to grow your business and grow your Growth Club success. This also allows you to have everyone know about Benny U. We're a new company. People haven't heard of us. You know about us, but the world doesn't yet. So this gets your name out as a Benny U associate and shows them the 3 brands under our Benny U umbrella that you have the ability to represent. So I want to share with you our goal. And you know, guys, if you've heard me talk before, I always talk about big, scary goals. You want to go for those big, scary goals. And in November, as we were first getting going as Benny U, we had just over 7,000 bookings or parties held as a company. And then we had the holidays hit, and we did pretty good in December. But in January, we came kind of slow out of the gate. Nowhere near what I would have for a goal, and I'm pretty sure what you would have for a goal. And so our plan for this month with this Booking Blitz is to get us back on track. So my goal for this Booking Blitz is what we did in November. It's 7,000. And I'm sharing my goal with you, just like I always encourage you to share your goals with others, because when you put it out there in the world, you're also more likely to achieve it, but you have other people holding you accountable. So in this 7,000 goal, I've talked to Barb, I've talked to Leslie, I've been talking to some leaders, and the Australia-New Zealand market, you guys are in for 700 of those 7,000. The UK market, you guys are in for 200. My leaders out there in those markets and in North America, I'm going to be asking you, what are you committed to? What are you and your team committed to of that 7,000 goal? So what's in it for you? I've shared my goal. Well, we've already talked about the Growth Club success. You can reach your goals that you have for the Growth Club through filling your calendar and booking your calendar. So that's in it for you. Income, you're going to grow your income. You can help achieve those income goals that you may have. Personal development, confidence, all of those things happen with Booking Blitzes as we grow through stretching ourselves. Also, though, I do want to share with you, how are we going to track it? How are we going to know? After this call is over, we're going to post this on the home office page. It'll also be on the dash, and there will be a link to this document. In this document, you're going to fill out all of your information. You're going to register the number of parties that you have, and then I need you to go onto your back office and create those parties. You're going to have through Friday, midnight, 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time, and you'll see all these details at the end to fill out this document, okay? And I'll go over all those details at the end again. But I want you to go ahead and fill this out, and you're also going to have a place to fill in your live parties that you're holding too, be that one-on-ones, maybe a vendor event or something like that. You're going to be able to fill those out as well. When you hold a live get-together, one-on-one, couple people around the kitchen table, maybe it's a living room full, maybe it's a vendor event, every live get-together has a chance to win prizes. So every day starting February 21st through March 10th, we're going to choose 5 parties a day anywhere in the world and call the winners. Myself, Ryan, Barb, Leslie, we're going to be calling the winners in this Booking Blitz. So we want you to get those registered, and we'll be making those calls. What are you going to get? Winners are going to receive a gift for the host and all the guests in attendance. So we'll take that information that you plugged into the calendar that's through that link, and we will be going ahead and sending out those gifts. On the week of March 11th, when this is all over, we're going to recognize those associates who held winning parties. So watch for a post on the Dash and on the home office page that is recognizing and celebrating all those associates who held winning parties. But of course, there's more. This is just the in-person part of our Booking Blitz. So what I want you to know is that every 10 get-togethers, in-home, online, one-on-one, events, you're going to hear our guest leader talk about this. For every 10 bookings that you have that you've recorded on that document and you've created in your back office, we're going to confirm those. Our CS team's going to confirm those. You'll receive 10 free application kits without oil that will be sent to you. You can use these as giveaways. You can use these with your newest customers. You can use them to grow your business. I just want you to use them to grow. But there's more. When you book 15 or more get-togethers, you're going to get those same 10 free application kits without oil, but I'm also going to throw in 10 free mini heaters. And so, again, all we're going to do is we're going to look at that document, how many you said you had. We'll go into your back office and confirm that those are created, and then CS is going to contact you to get billing information so that we can bill you just for standard shipping only. So the gifts are free. I just need you to pay the shipping to get them to you, and it's just your standard shipping rate for your country. So what I want to just point out, you heard me say a couple times about going to your back office and creating that party. Those party creations will be based on starting today and beyond. So any new parties created today and beyond will count. Anything that you've already had created is not going to count for this Booking Blitz. I don't want you to feel bad about that. I want you to celebrate that, because this is just going to grow your business, and grow is our word of the year. So let's get started. Like I said in the beginning, I promised you that we're going to give you the motivation to go. We're going to give you the word choices to use. We're going to give you the best tools for success. And to do all of that, I'm going to introduce this very special person that you may have already all figured out who she is. But it is a leader who has kept her head down. She has stayed focused. She has not let all the outside noise and shiny objects and people doing whatever they may be doing distract her. She has led her team with integrity and grit and helped keep them focused as well. And together, just a weekend or so ago, they did their own Booking Blitz and booked over 250 parties, because they have taken this growth incentive, this growth challenge to heart, and they are going for it. So I have asked her to share with us her best tips, what she's done, how it works, and she has so graciously accepted, because at BennyU, we are all about recognizing leaders and people and associates who are leading from the front and doing all the business building activities. So without further ado, our very special guest speaker is Tara Webb, who is a director with BennyU and is a rock star that we are so excited to celebrate. So Tara, are you ready?
I am. Thanks, Stace.
You are so welcome. Go ahead and hit it, girl.
Okay, so the current mood about booking parties, especially on Facebook, is that everyone is so over parties. Facebook has sabotaged direct sales. I can't run parties anymore. Groups stink. Facebook hates us. So those are the biggest things that I'm hearing for people's lack of success or their slump in sales. And I'm here to tell you that it's absolutely not true. In one weekend, my team booked 267 new bookings. So there are parties to be had, and there's sales to find, and there are people who are really interested in our products. We just have to go out there and get them. So I have compiled a few tips to share with you today on how to book your calendar full like my team did. And I also have a step-by-step instruction on how to do a booking blitz with yourself or your team as well. So next slide. The first thing I want to explain is that A booking is anything that generates leads and sales. So for example, it's just like what Stacy said. It includes one-on-ones, small gatherings with your neighbors or your friends, home parties, Facebook parties or mixers, get-togethers, fundraisers, vendor events. The term booking is all encompassing for anything that will grow your business with new customer acquisition. The amount of parties that you consider a full calendar is going to vary based on your goals. So for me personally and my business goals, I consider a full calendar to be 12 to 15 bookings in a month. So however I split that, whatever that looks like, I just know that it needs to be 12 to 15 different events in which I'm getting in front of new people. So it could be 10 Facebook parties and 2 fundraisers, or 8 Facebook parties, 2 home parties, 2 vendor events. Whatever that is, I need to get in front of that many people a month. So let's talk about how you can fill your calendar and a few tips about booking in general. So how to ask for the booking. Something that I think is super important is the verbiage when you're seeking the booking. So it's all in the delivery. When you speak of a party, you should be speaking of it like they won this exclusive event, and you should be speaking of it like you have something to offer them, instead of using verbiage or a context that makes it seem like they're doing you a favor because you need the party. There's a huge difference in the two. Also, make sure that you make it seem as though you are extremely booked. That adds a sense of urgency for them to get on your calendar, because you're that it girl or that it guy. You have your calendar booked, and you need to make it seem as though you're squeezing them in. You always want to make sure that you're giving a specific date or the option of 2 dates when you are actually getting the booking. I used to do an option of 2 dates, but lately what seems to be working for me is to say, oh, how does the week of the 24th sound? Something like that. And lastly, I found that when you end the conversation with a positive question that elicits a positive response, then the person is more likely to be excited, and they'll typically say yes. So an example would be like, I end on sound good. I'm going to give you more examples in just a little bit about that, but it's just something to keep in mind when you're looking over some of the wording that I'm going to give you moving forward. So the next thing is, when I was thinking about tips to give on bookings, there was like this elephant in the room that I couldn't ignore. And the biggest thing that I hear, aside from that Facebook hates us, is that people just get nervous to seek the bookings. They get nervous, they get scared, they don't want to seem too pushy or salesy. So I'm not gonna lie, booking used to stress me out. I would get all sorts of anxiety. I legitimately hated it. It's one of those tasks that I knew I had to do to have a successful business, but I didn't necessarily like doing it. So I had to kind of change my mindset, where I went from, when I would ask, I felt like I was asking somebody for a favor, like, oh, can you please have a party for me? Change that mindset to, I actually have something to offer. I have a great opportunity. I have great products, and I'm giving you the gift of my time. And when I changed my mindset to include that kind of thinking, that's when I realized that I was not as afraid as I thought I was. So some things that I also have learned that can help me get over these fears include, before I know I'm going to start booking, I kind of listen to workout music or pump up music to kind of get me all like motivational, thinking I can like take on the world. And then I have to be honest, I get by with a little help from my friends. So my team who is listening may be surprised to find this out, but I actually use a team blitz. And if you don't know what one is, we'll go over that in a little bit. To help me get over myself, because when we're all blitzing together and in that same moment, it helps me know that I'm not alone, and I have like my brothers and sisters with me, like battling it out together. So what's also fun is that it becomes super contagious to see all those bookings coming in and being recorded, because it kind of gives you that mental check that if he or she can do it, then so can I. But what it also does is it debunks all of those excuses we fill our heads with, like people are over Facebook parties, or I can't do this. Because look at what we just did. So for example, my team booked 267 new bookings in one weekend. it's hard to negate that and just say, oh, people don't want Facebook parties. So when emotionally dealing with bookings, the biggest tip I can give you is this. Do not emotionally tie yourself to someone's response. So for example, if I were to ask you, what is your favorite color? Is it pink or green? When you give me the answer, I honestly could care less. It elicits no emotional response from me at all. I'm just like, oh, okay. Same with when you're asking for a party. Don't you dare be sitting behind a screen, chewing your nails in anticipation of the yes or dreading the no. If they say yes, great. And if they say no, just keep it moving. So once I learned to not emotionally tie myself to their responses, I was much more willing to chase after those bookings and share that opportunity to book with me. So let's talk about the booking blitz. Whenever I see that my calendar is getting a little light, and for me, I like to book 2 to 3 months out. So if I'm starting to see little gaps, or I know that I'm not quite full for 3 months out, I go ahead and I blitz. For those of you who don't know, think football. When the defense targets the quarterback to get a sack, that is a blitz. They are set on one specific task and they just have one focus, rush that quarterback. So same thing applies here. We're blitzing for bookings. One focus, one purpose, no fear, lots of confidence, like a finely tuned athlete rushing that quarterback. So like I said before, blitzing is always more fun and more helpful when you can do it with others. So grab a battle buddy, grab a few teammates, or grab your entire team and do it together. Or you can do it by yourself. Just make sure you follow the steps, the play-by-play that I give you. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to set a date ahead of time. You want to set a date. You want to set like a time limit, like an hour, a 24-hour period, whatever it is. And you want to make sure that you stick to that time limit only because there's that sense of urgency. You kind of become more efficient that way. If you see that yourself or your team is super successful and it's super contagious and the energy is high, keep that vibe going and extend it a little bit. The second thing is that you want to be really deliberate and focused on one goal, booking. So it's kind of like the linebackers making that beeline for the quarterback. They're not worried about the person to their right or to their left. They are literally just going after that quarterback. Same thing with you. You want to be specific in your goals and not worry about recruiting. Don't worry about sales. Don't worry about this teammate. Like in that moment, you are worried about booking and that is it. And then the third thing is you want to just make sure that you set specific tasks and give examples of verbiage. I have found that my team is open to do anything and take challenges on like bosses as long as I equip them well. And so before you do the blitz, you want to have that step-by-step plan of what to post, where to post it, what to ask, what to send, and in what places. So this is what we did for our blitz. And in the next couple slides, I give actual examples of the posts that I did with my team. You could either use them with your team, use it for yourself, change it up a bit, but it just gives you an idea of how I word things and how I kind of plotted them out for our success. So in this case, the example is that we were going after lacquer strip parties. And, I know it's like the latest product that we have on the Jamberry product line, and super new. I know that both sides of the companies, the big legs, have lacquer strip party scripts available for their downline, so make sure you check with your upline for that. But this is going to help you get those parties. So what you want to do is the first step is to just give like a play-by-play of what your team or yourself is to expect. Make sure you have your calendar, make sure you have your computer, iPad, phone, all of that ready to go. Your courage is there. And for this, I added a little incentive for the top bookers just to keep it fun and light. And it's really good to have that game plan so that there's no focusing on anything else or nervousness of what to do. It's like all laid out for them going forward. So the first step is then going to be, I posted what to do with their VIP pages. So this is an example of me telling them specifically, or me having a plan for myself specifically, of where I'm going to have my first attacks, as I call them, where I'm going after those bookings first. So the first stop is always your VIP page. You want to make sure that you are using fun and exciting words when you're asking for bookings. I like to ask my VIPs for help. I want feedback, so I'll make it seem like it's a super exclusive brand new party that I have, and I want them to be my guinea pigs and give me feedback on it. They love to be my guinea pigs, and they love to be the first to have this brand new script of a party. But then I then instructed my team and myself, we are then going to have our own parties in our VIP pages where we can kick everything off and also get bookings from. So you're getting the bookings from the post, and then you're getting bookings off of the party in the actual group. If you don't have a VIP page yet, now's a great time to start one and kick it off with a party this weekend. So the next step was going to our walls. So I am the queen of making images like this and running a game on my wall. And you guys have probably seen these images before. My friends think when I'm running these images on my wall that I'm running a super fun giveaway. And meanwhile, I'm like behind the scenes, like tapping my fingers because I'm so excited because I know it's a booking post, but they think I'm just doing these giveaways. So any number graphic would work. Any bingo board would work. Basically, you want them to just pick a number, pick a box, and the verbiage that I use, it's actually in the slide. I say every single number has a prize under it. Pick a number, and I will message you your prize. And it's super engaging. Facebook loves it because there's a lot of engagement in it. And then what I do for every person who comments, I then message them with a simple, and it's the same one every time with a little tweak here and there. But I message them with, you picked number 12. That is a free lacquer strip when you book a Strips and Tips event the week of March 24th. How does that sound? And so what I want you to notice is in the verbiage of what I say, first you notice that I make it seem super exciting that they won this. And then I nail down a particular week, and then I end with that positive question. How does that sound? It's super simple. Now, the next thing I do, because what happens is Facebook tends to throw messages like that in the others inbox. Just be aware that I then go back into that post where the numbers or the game is, and I replied to the person who commented, tagging them saying your prize awaits in your inbox. And so that makes it so that I don't, they are notified that there is a message and there's a prize waiting for them, and boom, there's your booking. So I also, just a side note, I put one of these graphics and one of these games in every single party that I run because it generates so much engagement and so many parties for me. So don't be afraid to put them in your parties as well. So the next step is, this was the big one because I think that we always get lost in just Facebook land. And this was really to hold myself and my team accountable to not just rely on Facebook. So the next step was to contact 50 people not from Facebook. And so, I'm always using Snapchat, right? So why am I not going through my last 15 people that I snapped and contacting them? Why am I not going through Instagram and contacting those people? Or, Pinterest, last 5 people I pinned posts from, whatever. Make sure that you're getting off of Facebook and contacting 50 people that you always have conversations with. So don't forget to go through your text messages, your cell phone calls, all of that. Those are all people that you can bless with a party and with our product and with our opportunity. So the other thing that you want to make sure you do is in the Blitz, you want to have a post where everybody then goes back and records all of their new bookings. And so, what I like to do, and you can see the example in the slide, make sure you tell me what number booking it is. So is this your second, third, fourth, etc., the host name, date of the party, online, vendor event, whatever it is. And what's super motivating is seeing everybody posting after they had success, and it becomes so contagious and it becomes almost competitive. I'll see Brady has 25 parties booked or whatever. I'm like, oh, I can beat him. I want 27, and I just keep trying. So you want to make sure that you have that post there as well. So let's see. Okay, so that's it with booking blitzes. But before I leave, I wanted to give you another one of my favorite booking tips. You can find bookings in so many other situations. This is one of my favorites. So we're all giving out samples, right? Whether it's sticks or strips or Avase products. And if you're anything like me, following up with people was never exactly my favorite thing to do because 50% of the time, they haven't tried the sample yet. So I would be like, oh, how'd you like your sample? And they would be like, oh, I didn't try it yet. And then the conversation stops because really, I don't even know what to say at that point. So I'm going to give you an example of what I say now, which converts a sample into a booking. So here's my example. Jamanda is my Jamberry, my fictitious Jamberry customer. So I'll say something like, hey, Jamanda, I just wanted to see if you tried the sample of lacquer strips I gave you and how you liked it. And then she responds with, oh, not yet. I was going to try it this week sometime. And, you know, my eyes roll because sure, But then my real response is, oh, okay, great. Well, I can upgrade that sample to a full sheet of strips when you book a get-together with your friends. Sound good? So look what I did with the wording there. So number one, I used a word like upgrade, which makes it immediately seem like they're getting this better deal. And then I made sure that I played it low key on using terms like hosting or party. And instead I used something more casual like book a get together with your friends. And lastly, of course, I finished with my sound good. Inevitably, she says, oh yeah, that's great. Thanks. So boom, you just booked another party because you used the term upgrade. I mean, who turns down an upgrade? I personally wouldn't say no to getting an upgrade to first class on my next flight, right? So don't forget to convert the samples that you're giving into parties. And remember, the goal for parties is for you to get in front of more people, not necessarily just the sales. The more people you're in front of, the more bookings you will have, the more new customers you will acquire, the higher your sales will be, the more recruits you will have, and the bigger your business will grow. So the biggest thing is that it all starts with just one booking, one single booking. So here's just a little challenge for you guys. The top booker in our Blitz last weekend had 28 new bookings scheduled. So I'm going to challenge you all to beat that if you could. And I am so excited to see what we're going to do as a company and how contagious it's going to be with all of us doing this at the same time. So I'm going to hand it back over to Stacy to finish it up.
Thank you, Tara. You are amazing. I love your tips. I love the upgrade word choices, you know, and it's so normal. It's like, it's scary, right? To put yourself out there. We always have the fear of rejection. What if they don't like me? What if they say no? But the thing is it's not about us. You know, people can have things going on in their lives. And so we don't tie ourselves to the response. We just keep pushing forward to achieve the goals that we have. And your tips and everything that you did was spot on. Perfect. Thank you so much, Tara.
Thank you.
Yes. So let's wrap this up. Are you guys ready? Let's do this. Now, she's put a challenge out there for the top 28 people, or the person who can beat that number 28. I don't know why I have this. Here, can you mute yourself just in case? There we go. I think that helps. Okay, so we're going to do this, guys. We're going to go for this. You're going to see the attachment on the post and on Facebook. Fill your sheets out by Friday, February 22nd at 11:59 p.m. That's when it ends. That's when we're going to, you know, not let you enter anything else on the sheets. And that's where I'm going to go through and count and see where we're at, because I know we're going to hit that 7,000 goal. That also is going to tell me who our top bookers are. It's going to tell us all the information that we have. On Monday the 25th, I'm going to post, I'm going to let you know what number do we have. Do we need to extend? I hope not. I hope that if you guys are just going, you're just going to keep rolling on your own. But we're going to post on Monday who our top bookers are, how many we have booked, how many have over 10, how many have over 15. We've got fun stuff planned for you guys. So for the top 5 bookers, I have a gift that I will be sending to you. So those top 5 with Tara's challenge of who's going to beat that 28 that she had, our top 5 bookers will get a gift that will be sent to them. There will be a gift to 10 other winners, just selected at random. We're just going to go through that sheet Every line will have a number for us, and I'm just going to have someone, Ryan, probably pick 10 numbers, and those 10 people will also be receiving a gift. And Ryan, just today when we were talking about this and I told him how excited I was, we have these watches. These watches were a recognition, part of the recognition program at Janberry. They are modeled after a famous designer, which I probably can't say because I don't know. Probably shouldn't. I don't want to get in trouble. But anyway, they are beautiful watches that we have. And I'm going to send this watch along with the application kits to everyone who books 10 or more parties. So you're going to get those application kits without oil when you have 10 or more bookings. You're also going to get this watch to wear. And those with 15 or more are going to get the application kits, the watch, and they're also going to get heaters to use for their business. So that's it, you guys. That's our Booking Blitz in a nutshell. It's one of those where I feel like I need a shotgun ending because it's ready, set, blitz. Let's go do this. You have from now until Friday at midnight Mountain Time to fill the calendar, to fill your calendar, to get it on our sheet, and let's do this together. Let's get Benny U out there. Let's get it on the map. Let's achieve your goals because we're all in this together. Thanks everyone for joining me, and I hope you have a great day and go get them with this Booking Blitz. Bye everybody.